How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's game. I did not upload on Friday because, just to put it in short, I didn't feel like it, you know, and why force a narration when you don't want to do it, especially because it's going to show up that you're kind of feeling kind of meh. So I was like, you know what, I'll just hold off, wait until I can get some good material, and hopefully wake up that day feeling like I want to narrate. And thankfully I did. So, you know, just kind of woke up on Monday. I was like, this is a great way to start off the week. So I got some material from the stream and from Tumblr. I think this one's from Tumblr. But the thing is that I had 3 matches that night, and they all were with this team. So if it seems like you've kind of seen the match before, it's just me using the same team against a bunch of different people. But this one was against heavyarms55. I asked for OU or Ubers because I've been really itching to play those lately, and I just got a bunch of OU matches that night, which kind of worked out. So got a kind of Sun team thing, a little bit different than normal. I decided, you know what, I kind of want to try out Saucebuck a little bit more in Standard, see what he's all about, because I didn't really use it too much on my channel. But figured, you know what, let's give him a shot. So decided to lead off with Ninetales to get the weather up, since it looks like it's the only traditional weather starter going on. If something has manual weather, it'll be kind of weird, but I figure I might as well get my weather up as soon as possible and see how long it stays. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that the Aqua Jet does a little bit more damage than I'm comfortable with, even in the sun. So definitely tells me that that thing's Choice Bandit. I'm going to go out into Saucebuck that I was talking about and, you know, resist it owing to the resistance and then just the sun cutting it in half. It does nothing. But with the amount of HP he's at, I'm adamant, I'm Life Orb. I kind of feel like a Nature Power Earthquake will take him out from that range. And it turns out he switches to Metagross, predicting the Horn Leech. And this is actually pretty good just because I'm able to take him out with another Nature Power Earthquake on this next turn. Take a little bit of Bullet Punch damage. That's fine. I'm still looking pretty good. I did force out the Azumarill for now, and I did take out the Metagross, which, to be honest, wasn't really that big of a threat to this team. I got a decent amount of fire coverage on this team, so that was arguably his weakest link, so kind of an accomplishment for Saucebuck, but for the rest of the team, it was just easy pushing. So he's going to go ahead and bring in Infernape. I know that the Mach Punch is coming, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out to my Victini. I don't know if he's banded or anything like that, but I think we find out on this turn that he's Life Orb, because it doesn't really do that much, and then he takes a recoil and all that. But he doesn't want to risk the fact that I might be Scarf, so he decides to switch out, go into his Yanmega, which is actually a Focus Sash. When it ends up working out for him in this situation, because I don't have hazards up, and I go for the V-Create, I just as easily could have gone for the Fusion Bolt, but I was like, you know what, it's sun boosted, it's fucking Victini in the sun, why not? So did that, ends up living with the Sash. I don't want to try to take a Bug Buzz, an Air Slash, or an HP Ground, any of which are fairly common on Yanmega. So I believe I decided to switch out into my Fortress right now, hopefully to take that. The one thing I wasn't really considering a threat up until now was that the Yanmega could have had HP Fire, which is something I don't really see too often, but it ends up going for the HP, not the HP, what? It goes for the Ancient Power. And it doesn't really do that much, but that's okay. So, HP Fire could have been a thing here, but it turns out he just ends up going for an Air Slash to try to flinch me. Does not, as I end up going for the Volt Switch, which ultimately gives him switch advantage, but I do end up taking out a fairly big threat. I do have the entry hazards on this thing, but I figured, you know what, fuck it, try to kill it off right now, and then that ends up working out. So, I think I go into my Scarf Meloetta right now, which is a new poke I made over the weekend, and it's been working out pretty good, because the thing has a really high spec attack and spec D, which is, they're both kind of surprising numbers that a lot of people don't expect, but it takes special hits really well without any investment. But he's going to go ahead and switch out to a Tangela, and this is just kind of the portion of the match where I'm not realizing what kind of shit I get myself into until he switches on the next turn, because I was like, I'm going to Sleep Fodder Ninetales, hopefully it ends up dying, and he brings in Haxorus, and I'm like, oh shit, probably should have doubled on that turn, and then played damage control after that, because he's going to Dragon Dance right here on the turn that I try to burn off some sleep turns, and if he Dragon Danced another turn after this, that would have been game. But as you can see by the rest of the video length, he only decides to go for 1 Dragon Dance, you know, not to get too greedy, because I could wake up at any time. He doesn't know what my hidden power is. It could be Ice, and then I could just do a pretty hefty chunk to him right there, if not take him out. I don't really know, but he ends up taking me out with an Earthquake, and that's fine. I do know, just based on the fact that he's only +1, that Saucebuck with the doubled speed owing to Chlorophyll should be able to outspeed, but what I did not expect was the fact that I would take it out in 1 shot, and that is just, look at this majestic motherfucking winter-ass creature right here. Just, wow, MVP. Wonderful job, Saucebuck, but eliminated that big threat, and the match continues. So he's going to go into his Azumarill. I, for some reason, switch, I guess not wanting to take an Aqua Jet, even though it's in the sun. and I decided to go into immense, which is actually going to end up being kind of a better thing overall. I mean, it's not like he was, if he really wanted to be super risky, he could have gone for the ice punch there, which would have been a really good benefit, but he didn't really have like a main reason to go for it, so I kind of felt like going into immense was a good idea, especially because I ended up going for superpower, and now the potential for a dragon sweep is on the other foot, because he's going to go into his Infernape, as I believe I go for a Dragon Dance and then an Earthquake. Mach Punch isn't going to do too much just owing to my typing, and I'm just not really scared of it at all, especially since I'm going to be faster than it. So get some Moxie going on. I do have Fire Blast on this set, which is worth mentioning, and it actually does present an interesting situation in the next couple turns where I can't really decide what I want to go for. I spent like a minute or so staring at the screen wondering whether or not a sun boosted Fire Blast or a +2 Outrage was going to do more overall to Tangela, because I mean it's a fucking +2 Outrage from Mence, but at the same time Tangelas are known for being physically defensive with the Eviolite and stuff, so to take advantage of the lower stat with an unstab weather boosted move, or to take advantage of my stab and his defenses, I didn't really bother calcing either one, but it turns out that the Outrage really doesn't do that much. I was kind of curious on the Fire Blast, but there's not really much I can do about it. I'm boosted +1 on the speed. I might as well try to stay in and just go from there. He ends up missing Leech Seed, which is, you're going to see that it's overall not really that huge, because in terms of sleep turns where you can get like anywhere from 1 to 3, I think I ended up rolling 3 on this one, which is really unfortunate, but he brings in Azumarill. I know if I don't wake up on this turn, I'm going to end up taking an Ice Punch. Good and bad, because he does take out my Mence, which is a little bit unfortunate, and my sleep, I don't know, I just kind of ended up, not my sleep, my sleep ended my potential sweep. There we go. But he ends up going for the double edge anyway, so whatever. But cool thing is now I can go into whatever the hell I want, and I know it's not priority, so I can just go ahead and go for the, I think I go for the Fusion Bolt here, even though he does still have Tangela left. That's fine, because this is my mixed Victini, which runs V-Create and Overheat. Not that it really matters against a Tangela in the sun, but with how much defense it has, I honestly would not be all that surprised if it lived to V-Create from full HP in the sun from this thing. But I'm going to go for the special attacking one. I know I'm probably like underestimating Victini or overestimating Tangela. I don't give a shit. That thing is really bulky on the defensive side. If it can take a +2 Outrage from immense, that is fucking scary stuff. But I end up taking it out with an Overheat, and then he's going to go into his Azumarill, which, owing to the fact that I did not get my defenses lowered thanks to going for Overheat and not V-Create, I'm going to live this Aqua Jet and take him out with the Fusion Bolt, which I believe is going to be the game. So kind of a quick one, mainly void of after turn effects, which is why I kind of call it quick. I guess a lot of the matches I've been having lately have been like 2-3 minutes longer than this, just because they've had a shit ton of after turn effects like burns and toxics and weather and shit like that. Just, you know, straightforward match, I guess, with weather, but with like no statuses flying everywhere, just kind of switching the stuff here and there. Just a fairly level match. So kind of hope, well, not kind of hope, I really hope, fuck, that you guys enjoyed this match. If you did, you're welcome to leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. As I may or may not have mentioned at the beginning of this match, my short-term memory is horrible. But I did have a couple more with this team, so expect to see that in the coming weeks, things like that. And that should do it out of me for today. I will see you guys on the next one.